All right, Internet. So first off, thank you for putting up with our microphone issues. For those who don't know, it's frequency allocation on the mic packs. Yesterday, what are we giggling at? That's great.
Oh my
That's
God,
great.
Tawicked, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Dada, are you able to grab Tawicked's thing and add it into the? Yeah, add it into Casper. We need to show that in After Dark. My God, it's pug level with this one over here. Did you see it, Space Mike? Oh, Dada, are you working on it? All right, cool. Oh, Space
boy.
Mike, you're about.
Damn you, Tawicked.
For those who are watching on demand, give us a moment. Dada will call
so
up the image into Wicked. It's all sorts of magical. While we're waiting, I will say that I just spent an obscene amount of money on a new wireless audio system, a new audio board. We actually spent about $15,000 on audio. I expect. I know. No, it hurts me a little bit. Go ahead, take it. Go for it, Dada. Take it to air. There you go. No, just bring it full screen. There you go.
Yeah, everyone should be able to see it. Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, there went the professionalism of the show. It's After Dark. We're allowed to do whatever we want.
And here we see one of the finest paintings of the 21st century.
Probably like one of your
Oh, my
French
Lord.
girls, Tawicked.
Oh, my Lord. So for those of you in the United States, the 600 megahertz frequency band, which is normally used by broadcasters for things like wireless mics and whatnot, has been auctioned off, and T-Mobile won that particular auction. So we are basically required to get rid of our current system.
We do some really dumb things, you know. A lot of people are using this frequency band. What do you think we should do?
They needed to, and let's be clear. It's not like they auctioned it off and said, "Okay, you guys have a month," right? I've known about this for years, but you know, it's expensive, right? You got to buy all new gear, but we did it. Yeah, we got new microphones. For those wondering, I kind of went all out because I was sick of having issues. So I went for a Shure Axient system, which...
Do you want to explain to everyone how you got to that point?
So here's what happened.
Because that story in the car after you'd already purchased it was amazing. Because the next thing I thought was, were you sick?
Yeah. So first off, this came out of my own pocket. This is not patron money. Doesn't have enough to afford that. So I was sick of issues, and I was done with it. Here's what happened. I was researching wireless mics, and you know, I found some that were not too. We do kind of need to be wireless because we need to bounce from room to room. Shotguns won't work too well because you know, we're constantly in different angles. So you know, lapels. We need lapels. So I was looking at wireless systems that were in a frequency range that would work in the future, right? Because I don't want to get something that I have to get rid of next year. So, you know, I start on the low end, and it's okay. It has decent reviews. I'm like, oh, well, if we just spend, you know, like $1,000 more, which isn't that much, spend $1,000 more.
For $1,000 more.
Right. We can move up to like the next lineup. And then, you know, the look at the next lineup is pretty good. It's like, all right, well, you know, if we just spend $1,000 more, I can get the next line up, and that's pretty good. So I mean, it's even better. It's got all these other cool. It's got digital encryption back and forth. But you know, if I just spend $1,000 more, and I continued this line of thought until I basically hit the top, which was Axient system, and then I'm like, video's 80% audio. We're doing this. And then, I looked at it actually is even like, hey, 15 grand for a full wireless system and a new board. Isn't that bad. And you're right, it's not. It's actually not just a wireless, it's all the new wireless packs, the wireless receiver, new antennas, diversity antennas in this room and the other room, as well as the charging cradles and, something else. We're doing an X32 compact for those who care, an extender for that, the Dante plugin for all of that. Everything will be running Dante through the whole system, including the wireless system. It will just it's digital packs and brand new microphones, the DPA or DMP, DPA I think it is, 4060s, I believe. 4060s or 4061s, I forget which. And spare batteries, that's correct. Actually, it's only 2 spare batteries, but then I also have dock sleds for those 2 spare batteries so we can blah, 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 blah. Woo! Yeah, $1 billion here, $1 billion there, and after a while it starts to add up some real money. So it was a good chunk of money, but like I said, video is 80% audio. It's very important to get the audio correct. And what we're having right now, Jared's mic pack, if you were able to see it on the show, Carrie-Ann was holding it, and it was flashing green because it couldn't find an available frequency to negotiate with the receiver with, which is why, which is why his mic would just die from time to time, or sometimes you hear that crackling.
See, it wasn't my fault earlier today, Dutta.
No, it was. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And
by the way,
I
batteries.
apologize for my microphone going out. I tried a new battery, and it lasts about an hour and a half before dying. Do not buy Duracell Quantum. I thought that it might be super, something awesome about it, but no, they suck really bad.
That sucks. Oh, really? It was
So
batteries?
I apologize
Wow.
for that,
Was
guys.
that what
I'll
happened
be going
last?
back to just.
Is that what
Yeah,
happened
that's
last
what happened
week?
last week. Brand
Wow.
new batteries I put in before the show, and they died. Both of them were dead before we even got through.
You know what we use?
Are they high milliamp hour batteries, Mike?
They're red.
They're freaking AA batteries.
They're
I don't know
red.
what that
Okay,
is.
No,
But you
AA
can-
batteries.
No, but Dutta has a point. You can look at the milliamp hours on a battery and figure out whether it's actually going to give you what you want or not.
here's the thing. A AA battery puts out 1.3 or 1.5 volts, somewhere in there, for a specific amount of time. There is a specific amount of energy in a AA battery. If you get one that is a high milliamp hour battery, it can and will discharge quickly as opposed to lasting a long time. If you get a low milliamp hour battery, you can make that battery will last longer by discharging slower. So your amperage, the available amperage it's available to give is lower, which should still be sufficient for all the devices that you use it for, but it will last longer. It's a AA battery.
Google for this. It doesn't even say anything about milliamperage, so.
You want to know something funny? Is the way I get Jared? I need you to sit up and look at me. Thank you.
What's up?
I think we're just making some
Oh.
adjustments here for your news segment. What's funny is we use the batteries that I use for like the wireless packs. Well, the mic packs themselves have batteries designed for the mic packs. They last some ridiculous amount of time, like 10 or 12 hours. The Mike, I can probably send you one of the. I might have a solution for you, Mike. The other packs, the IFBs we use, the 9-volt batteries we use in these, we just go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and they have like a house brand battery, and I just buy those in bulk, and they actually they're not terrible. They're not awful. All right, you guys ready for news?
Oh, right.
Sure.
What?
You never put back into the rundown the intro that you wanted for these things, or the outro,
No, because,
because you want an intro and you want an outro. Remember all that fun that we had after last week's show?
sure. I mean, you can add that in yourself. That's how that rundown stuff.
I need to hold from it.
Yeah, I'm working on that now. But
All right. Well, give me a minute. I'm gonna potty then.
great.
I'll leave my mic on for everyone. Just kidding.
Please do, as a matter of fact.
You know, I've been wondering when that was eventually going to happen.
Automation did not work for Jared's media.
Interesting.
Did you add? Wait, there was no media last time I looked. Did you add your media into the rundown?
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh yeah.
When did you do that?
Before the show? Like around 10:15? Is that why that happened? It
Wow,
pooped
that's why.
out? Gotcha.
I just refreshed and reload, and I bet it'll work.
So this and regenerate.
Yeah, regenerate.
So next time I
You
add
don't have to do
media
presets.
before
All
the
you have
show,
to do
let
is-
you know.
The only ever time you ever have to do presets
Or
is if
just
you
Change the preset.
Way
So I did that.
Yep. Now go back to rundown.
I did that.
All right, and it still doesn't work.
Rundown, reload. I did that, and I did not get media for Jared's news. This is Mike.
Doggone it.
This is Mike.
Now, when for the rundown creator, before you double click on something to open up
I had
the
to bring
notes for
Jared's.
it,
I had to bring Jared's Cassini's.
Go into Rundown Creator and show me. Wait, let me. All right. Yep. So show
if
me.
you don't put,
Go the fuck away.
Go ahead, Mike.
does it matter if we put the media in the lines for images or video on the entire rundown creator?
I don't
Not
understand.
within the story itself, not inserting the media into the story itself, but just on like the regular notes where you have the story slug, presenter, images, videos, notes, estimated duration.
No, so
Like,
I've
does
been.
it matter if we put the title in there or not?
So I use. Hang on. I'm sorry, Mike. Give me 1 second.
Just wondering if that has anything to do with it.
Oh no, I see what's going on. You have to refresh first.
Yep.
Right, because otherwise what it's doing is it's just taking whatever's here and generating the rundown.
That was me.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean that was.
No,
I
I mean-
wonder if there's a better way.
That was me because I didn't do the reload.
Right, and I'm wondering if there's a better way. I'll ask PSN if there's a way to look for changes and maybe add an exclamation or something. I don't know. Space Mike, I don't understand your question. So, are you asking about the story slug? Is my mic? No. Here. Are you asking
I
about
was
the
just wondering if that has anything to do with forwarding the like our media into Casper, is whether or not, because like you know how for the rundown, like you'll like for at the very top the disclaimer, you'll have 010 disclaimer and 010 open.mp4. You'll have those listed in those different columns for images and video.
Oh.
Does it matter whether or not we have anything in those slots?
I understand your
things
question.
to move to
I have
Casper?
removed those columns, so you probably have a cached version. So if you right-click on the column header and say load the default layout, it will remove the video and the images columns. Those are no longer required because we're just using pure automation at this point. So you don't have to type into there ever again. All you ever need to do is add your information into the script, like grab the object from the insert from, and our systems will take care of everything else. Does that make sense? The one thing I do need from both of you, which I think you're already doing, but for your news items in After Dark that we're turning into things, I need like a 1-paragraph thing that I can copy and paste into YouTube for your descriptor.
Gotcha.
I've basically been taking like your top paragraph and tweaking it slightly. So just remember that if you don't write something specifically for YouTube, I'm going to try to take some of your verbiage and, turn it into something that's usable.
Okay. I think my first paragraph in my story can work for that today.
Yeah, you could do the same with mine and just change my pronouns from I to we or something.
I hope you guys weren't talking to me because I wasn't plugged in.
You're all right. How you coming?
Good. I listened to whatever it was that I said last time to try and figure out what I needed to say this time. So there's that. Yeah, I know. Sorry, too much silence. I know. Somebody say something. There's a camera. It's got a microphone in it.
Hi, Grandma.
Thank you. That's the appropriate response.
Hi, world. How you doing? Everybody having a good weekend so far? Do we still have any cookies?
Probably.
Or did I eat all of them?
Hey, I want to go back.
Go back where?
The Magic Kingdom.
No, this is the Magic Kingdom, you moron.
Inside jokes. Inside
Too many inside jokes. It's like an inside joke of an inside joke.
Wow, it's a joke inside of a joke inside of a joke.
That's kind of how it feels. Yeah.
Inside the joke. What's my favorite U.S. rocket? Delta IV Heavy. Absolutely.
For now.
So, for now, though. But Delta IV Heavy's amazing. I've seen 2 of them in person. One of those times was with Dutta as well, before the show. So, no. That's when I drove a Scion XB as fast as his Subaru.
Well,
Well,
you tried to.
yeah. That's when we made the GPS go back in time 45 minutes. So, which that is not a joke. We really did. The drive from LA to Vandenberg, we made the GPS go back in time 45 minutes.
How did you make the GPS go back in time 45 minutes?
I'm waiting for
we-
the statute of limitations to run out on
We
that.
may or may
So.
not have. Yeah,
You know, like when you
we
punch
can't
it
talk
in, it
about
says
that.
it's going to take you an hour and a half to get there, and you make it there in 45 minutes.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
Statute of limitations.
So.
Don't freak me out.
There are battery debates going on in the chat room. Here's the deal. When we get the microphones that have the battery, like the recharge packs designed for the batteries, they generally last a very long time between cycles. So we're just going to fix Space Mike's microphone.
It'll be a non-issue.
It'll be a non-issue, I think. So my plan was potentially to send him one of these packs, because I don't know where you're in Utah. No, you're in.
Utah?
Where are you? You're in
Arizona.
Arizona. You're in
Arizona. Phoenix.
Are you feeling
Fifth
okay?
largest city in the United States.
The what city?
The 5th largest city in the United States.
And the hottest.
So actually,
That's got to be counting all of like Scottsdale and
So nice this
Tempe
week.
and all
yeah,
that.
No, the greater Phoenix metro area is considered the city of Phoenix.
Yeah, because just Phoenix is shenanigans.
wait, Space Kyle's saying I'm wrong. Why am I wrong? Whoa! Space Mike, mute Space Mike, thank you. Actually, to Wicked, that's a good point. We can get, actually, maybe that's what we should do. Space Mike, you can still hear us, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what we might do? Instead of a wireless mic, I'm just going to get you a wired mic straight into the camera. How much, that'll work for you, right?
Yeah, I have a old lapel mic like that, but it's a $10 job, so it's crap. But yeah.
No, I mean, I'll get you a decent one. We'll get you, it'll be less than a wireless mic and fewer issues. It'll probably require phantom power where you're plugging into the camera now. So we'll just have to get I mean, you'll still have to deal with batteries. But yeah. We'll figure it out.
New developments for satellite servicing. How on earth do I transition into that? Holy crap.
Can't you get something with a 3-volt inverter or something to plug into the wall?
Oh yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are many. So phantom power is super. 3 volt, not 40. It's 48
Are you
volt.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
I don't
I'm
know.
wait-
You keep talking. And I
was waiting
didn't
for
know
you
what
guys.
was going on.
I was just waiting for you guys. Figured I was gonna keep chatting to the people, so they weren't sitting there bored. Oh wait. I'm dumb.
I mean, you
Yup.
have been told that you were wrong,
I don't believe it for
like
a
a
minute.
lot.
I don't think they know what wrong means.
I don't think you know what wrong means.
It's probably true. Getting the wiggles out.
Getting the wiggles in. People always tell me, Jared, you don't really dance all that well. I'm just like, that's not the point, though. So.
Okay. On that strange and awkward note,
That was an oddly sort of, it was almost a Stephen Wright kind of comment.
whenever you guys are ready.
People tell me all the time that I don't dance really well, but that's not really the point. That's how that sounded to me in my head. For those of you who
Camera
know
pounds
comedians,
out, and
Stephen
someone
Wright.
else is just like, okay, that's cool. What do you want for your coffee?
Right. Sorry, we broke Jared.
All right. So, we didn't get around to.
Do you care? I have written here that like there's even some more news that we didn't get a chance to get to Orbit 10.34. Like, do you want me to answer that at all, or just like here's some news for your midweek? Like,
Yeah, here's some more news, or here's some news. Just I don't care.
here's some news.
Derpy too. No, I don't care. However, I'm cool with either.
Here's your midweek tomorrow fix.
Yeah, I mean that would work. Okay, you're gonna stop typing, right? Awesome.
And start clapping.
Fantastic. For your midweek tomorrow fix, we've got some more news for you. Mike, tell me what's going on with some satellites.
Well, what I wanted to talk about is actually that there's lots of different updates that have been going on with satellite servicing missions. There's lots of different projects and proposals that have been going on over the years. But first, I wanted to start it off with Orbital ATK's proposal. Now, Orbital ATK's is developing something they're calling the Mission Extension Vehicle, or MEV-1. And they've completed the critical design. They've completed that design review earlier this year, and they're now about 75% complete with the production of the platform and the payload components that are already being delivered to their satellite manufacturing facility in Virginia. And despite not being picked for a DARPA program, which some say that they'd never even applied to in the first place, Orbital ATK is still seeing their concept as something that the industry needs and that could be very profitable for them. The spacecraft will begin system-level design testing in the spring of 2018, and then they're going to have their first launch later next year. And MEV will be provide life for their first customer, Intelsat. So I find that really interesting in that they're pushing right along with their progress for it. Now, speaking of DARPA, Orbital ATK did have that lawsuit against DARPA, saying that their whole robotic servicing and geosynchronous satellite program, which contracted out to Space Systems Loral, was totally unfair and giving Space Systems Loral an unfair advantage. But that lawsuit was dismissed in court. Recently, though, it seems that DARPA may already be transitioning the program into Space Systems Loral's hands commercially. And suggestions of rumors have been going around that DARPA may be forced to stop funding the project, although no official reports have been released yet. Meanwhile, Space Systems Loral is also working on NASA's satellite servicing project called Restore-L, which is essentially the same goal, although it would be for low Earth or even medium Earth orbit satellites. Now, one way to look at this is that no matter what happens, one way or another, I believe that these ideas are going to be very helpful in the satellite industry and will extend the lifespan of a lot of our communication satellites for many, many years. And one way or another, however this goes, I think that this is going to be very, very helpful. And I, for one, am really glad to see competition right from the get-go from these two American companies. So I'm really looking forward to these next year. Both missions are going to be doing lots of different testing. And if this works, then we'll be able to utilize a lot of our technology for many years to come.
Thanks, Mike. If you like that news and are interested in more, feel free to come on over and check out Orbit 10.34, or you can join us live every Saturday at 1800 UTC. I didn't talk about our main topic.
That's okay. It worked.
Okay.
You only have 20 seconds to do it, so
I mean, I talk fast.
that's fine. It works.
All right. J-Rod?
Shatterites. You said shatterite. How did you say it?
Shatterites?
Shatterites.
That's okay. At some point, there was some sort of text where you wrote that lawsuit, but it was that with a B at the end for some reason. It was that lawsuit, and I was like, "Aw, you almost said it too. It was great. it was very Ron Burgundy of you."
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Little satellite.
All right.
All right.
Dutta is amused.
That's something I would do anyway.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
And for your late week TMRO fix, we got a little bit more news. Jared, what's going on with some mystery aurora?
There's things going on at Jupiter, and oh my gosh, there are some very awesome things that are going on at Jupiter, thanks to the Juno mission sending back early data from its orbit as it's going around Jupiter, specifically about the aurorae that are around Jupiter right now. So those aurorae are kind of defying the expectations of what we expect, because at Jupiter, the aurorae, they're about 30 times more energetic than they are here on Earth, and Jupiter's been known to have those powerful aurorae for quite a while. But there's some mysteries as to where exactly they appear on Jupiter, and that the aurorae are not consistently present at Jupiter either. Now, unlike here on Earth, the aurorae don't always appear at polar latitudes. They can actually appear a little bit lower than that. And this may have to do with most of the radiation around Jupiter generating its own aurorae. So a lot of the aurorae energy that we see around Jupiter actually comes from ions that are getting stripped off of the moon Io. Now, by studying the aurorae, scientists are using Jupiter as basically a planet-sized physics lab, and they're running the models, they're comparing what they're actually seeing at Jupiter to what we can do on our computer simulations, and then from that we can figure out maybe how aurorae here on Earth can be influenced by things other than just the sun or the Earth's magnetic field, and from that we can then determine how the aurorae on Jupiter are also being influenced as well. So even though we're still a little early in the Juno mission, that early data that's coming back from it is really starting to reveal that Jupiter does have a lot of mysteries left, and that we're going to have to spend quite a bit of time working those mysteries in order to actually solve them. So some really exciting results that came out of the Juno science mission this week, and some very cool stuff that we have happening out there. Since, you know, we lost Cassini, now we've got one spacecraft in the outer solar system to work with. So here it is.
Here.
So, yeah.
All right, well, if you're interested in conversing with us about those mysteries and more, you can always join us every Saturday at 1800 UTC, or feel free to check out our past episodes like this last week, episode Orbit 10.34. I still didn't do the main topic.
It's fine. Was that animation or actual video, wants to know the chat room?
Actual video. First one was from Hubble, and then the last one was from Juno itself.
Fake news.
Do we care that he said expectations of what we expect?
No. We're allowed to.
I'm very good at redundant speaking.
We're allowed to muck up. We don't have to be perfect. Cool. Mm-hmm. Well, that shot all the conversation to hell.
Well, I mean, it's hard to converse with news.
All right.
Especially those segments.
Did you guys like that show? Is this a show in general? Are we happier with the cold open? We're happier with, like, it wasn't quite as stringent's not the right word. It wasn't quite as straight line, but it wasn't goofy
regimented.
either. Regimented, right? It wasn't as regimented as the previous week's show, but also
I
wasn't.
don't feel like last week was all that regimented. Simply because I decided to talk like this, as opposed to talking like this, doesn't mean that I was any more serious about anything that was going on.
No, I mean it lost a little bit of its. I get what you're saying, but it wasn't as fun.
I mean, maybe it was like the topics weren't fun. Like, that's not. I don't think one singular open is enough to judge on.
It kind of depends.
I prefer a bit more Smiley
Sure.
Ben voice. I don't know what that means. Ben's wrong. Is that our new thing? Is that our new shirt? Is that the shirt for the show? Ben's wrong, or maybe the shirt for the season?
I don't know, but I want one.
I have a feeling most people do. I think I should wear one too.
I was gonna say, I want several so I can just wear them under everything.
By the way, are you wearing a
I'll get
meatball,
you guys
Mike?
to this work.
Yeah, he is.
Also, Jared is wearing white again.
Yeah, Jared.
Dang it. Didn't even think about it today.
Just bring a not white shirt here and leave it at the studio.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, chat room.
Sorry.
I'd buy it.
Tell Carrie Ann what size you are, and we'll get you a $7 SpaceX shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, you like my pink shirt? It's nice. Hey, Carrie Ann, help me roll my sleeves because I don't know how to do it that way.
Suits you well.
Yeah.
What?
I've lost internet again, so
What do you do to your machines, man?
I don't know what's going on here.
For the love of all things. You have
Uh,
more trouble with your machines than I've ever seen anyone ever have.
That's just kind of how things work with.
Caution asking the questions you don't want answers to.
I'm serious, though.
That's very true, though.
Johnny Spacer, what's wrong with a white shirt? You don't want to wear pure white on camera. It tends to overblow the lens. So then you have to compensate for the white of the shirt, which makes the rest of the scene a little bit too dark. So that's a function of dynamic range on the camera. And our cameras aren't bad, but they're not awesome either. I just realized that they're not at the, like, they're like making a, I need to fix that. Like, you see that?
Yes, I look at it all day.
Yeah, they line up perfectly with my perspective.
Do they really?
Yeah.
That's because I'm short. Jared's tall. Mike is fine because he sets up his own camera.
I can be as big as I want.
Yeah, and for everyone yelling for all are yelling at Jared, my shirt does have a tight pattern on it, which is also a no-no.
So I'm the only one who dressed correctly today.
That's
Is that what you're
correct,
saying?
yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That's all I'm hearing.
Yep.
In case anybody
Mike,
cares.
Mike dressed correctly today too. So
Yeah, he's got a little meatball peeking out. It's kind of like a hey, he's like super NASA, like whoa NASA,
little meatball peeking out.
little meatball peeking out. that should be on a shirt too.
Is that a Jeff Goldblum reference?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Tomorrow's suits. Actually,
Nope.
that idea having I'll call it a costume, having a tomorrow like a
I'll wear a t-shirt. I hate collars.
no, it was more. Think of it more like a Starship Enterprise kind of like shirt.
See, it's funny. I'll wear button-up shirts like this at my day jobs, but normally I like to wear T-shirts. But it really annoys me with the lapel mic to do it with a T-shirt. I guess I haven't figured it out to your guys' level, and that's why I always want to wear like button-up
No.
shirts.
Don't
I
get me
agree.
wrong.
Oh my.
It's annoying, but I have long hair, and the hair gets between the collar of my neck, and I freaking hate it. Like I cannot stress how annoying that is. And I have to wear my hair up every single day to my job, where I also have a collared shirt. Don't like collared shirts. I don't like putting my hair up. So therefore, in the time that I get to choose how I look and how I dress, I'm not wearing a collared shirt, and my hair is going to be down.
How about a jumpsuit? So Neuropilot says I've suggested flight suits for tomorrow. How
Because
about
I
that?
want to look like a pumpkin.
Flight suits are really comfy.
Well, no, the flight suits are blue.
Sure,
No.
I want to look like a blueberry. Great.
Sure, but we don't have to do blue. We can do
Rompers.
This is tomorrow. We do the flight suits of the future, so ours can be not white.
Can I get a black with pink one?
So that was my thought. Is that
Sir, Gamelog, the thing is, you put me in a 7 of 9 like jumpsuit, and I'm gonna look like 9 of 7. Do you understand? Like this is not. This is not. Nobody wants to see that, man. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, those are like a little too tight. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm fine with like tomorrow T-shirts or like
I've done it.
tomorrow polos at the most extreme. But anything beyond that, I think is just a bit too much.
Where is that?
Like Mandarin collar kind of stuff is what you're talking about?
Mandarin color.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's talking about like TNG kind of.
Kinda, right?
So you can put a pip on
Oh.
it. Like it's just barely a. Ugh.
That better? The room is
Sure.
complaining about
Here's
reflections.
the thing: that you put us in something like that, any sort of flight suit,
Sure.
jumpsuit, uniformity between all of us, and then
The SpaceX pressure suits.
it doesn't matter, right? Like as soon as you put us in some sort of matching or coordinating uniformity, then absolutely, positively, fart jokes go out the effing door. There's no swearing in any way, shape, or form.
What am I gonna be able
there
to
will
do?
not be.
They should in the main show anyhow.
No, but sure. Okay,
No,
sure.
none of that is bad. Okay, keep going.
Right, but like the professionalism definitely, absolutely, positively has to be top notch. Because
No.
yes, because
No,
yes,
that is not a requirement there.
yes.
Why?
Because anyone who looks at that and says, "Oh, they're in uniform, they clearly know what they're talking about," we have to really know what we're talking about.
No, that is not. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I fundamentally disagree with that statement.
Awesome.
Yeah. No. There's no. You're not going to look at that and go, "Oh, they're wearing matching uniforms. They have to know what they're talking about."
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I know plenty of people who are wearing uniforms, and then they start talking, and I go, that person has no idea what they're talking about.
Right, which is like such a letdown when that happens. It's so frustrating when that happens.
No.
I'm just saying, Jiffy Lube has uniforms.
Yeah.
Still,
no.
but I trust them to lube my car.
Do you though?
Well, no, not the Tesla, but that's beside the point. There is a certain expectation that when somebody is in a uniform, not just a single person, but you see a group of people that are in uniform, that they have some sort of level of expertise.
We do have a level of expertise.
I don't think we do enough for a uniform. T-shirts, maybe, but like straight up like suits, no.
No, not suits. No, I'm not talking suits. I'm talking like.
Jumpsuit, whatever, anything that has suit at the end of it. Lederhosen.
I fundamentally
I don't care.
disagree, especially in a show.
That's totally fine, and I will fight you to the death on this one.
Yeah, no.
There have been a number of times where you and I have worn similar or matching shirts for launch coverage, and we were looked at as being more professional or that we knew what we were talking about, but above other YouTubers because we were matching.
All right, so that's actually, then let's just say that's true. That's good. That's where we want to be.
That's assuming we can
don't-
deliver.
We don't want fart jokes. I don't think we've had that. Yeah, no, we can deliver.
Like, I agree on both sides only because with Carrie Ann not wanting to do like it's not so much as a professionalism thing of you guys not or knowing what you're talking about with all of you dressed the same, but it takes away a little bit of your individuality, which is what you were trying to keep. I do think you guys all wearing the same shirts looks professional and like
No, I'm not trying to, it's not individuality. I'm not trying to keep, that's the wrong word for what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep the show social and human.
I think that takes away some of that.
So, first off, I'm not saying this is something we're going to do. This is something that I've thought about for years, but I've never actually found a good way to actually execute on it. So, don't worry, this is not something that I'm actually doing. Even having said that, I, at my core, disagree with that argument. I don't think that something like that would have any huge or negative impact on the show. Or,
I didn't say negative, it's just different. I think there are different expectations when you see a show with people who are dressed uniformly in that manner.
Sure, but I think the expectation that would set is in line with where we want the show to be. How's that? How's that for a statement?
Can you give an example of a show that has said something of a said uniform?
Me?
Yeah.
Most sci-fi. That's just it. It's not a thing that would happen on a show.
Not TV show, not fictional. I'm talking about like show.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
All the
Like a news show, like what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean like Channel 4 News here. They all have their lapel pins.
Okay,
Is it
that's
4 or 7? Whatever it is.
That's a pin. That's not a uniform.
Oh, right. But so, again, not executing on this because I haven't found a good way to make that happen. No, I can only cite things like sci-fi shows. But that's okay because look where we're at, right? So we kind of want to have that air of sci-fi becoming sci-fi. I don't know what to call it.
Instead of fiction, fact.
Sci-fi.
That's what he's going with that.
Sci-fi instead of sci-fi. So yeah, I want to convey that, and it's okay for us to do something that other people aren't doing. We already do that with the chat room and stuff. So that's where this idea came from of like having some sort of, and it wouldn't be a jumpsuit. It would be a little bit more sci-fi-ish, like Star Trek-ish kind of thing without being an overt Star Trek thing.
Well, then it's also possible to be misconstrued as being sci-fi if you go
Yeah, if you go
much
too far.
in that direction.
I agree. Yeah, if you go too far, it could be misconstrued. Yeah, so the trick would be not going that far, like not going so far that it's sci-fi, but still being neat enough where you're like, oh wow, that really works in the overall. It would have to really work. Like we're the crew of this. Think of it.
Nobody's going to look down on you if you want to start doing cosplay. I just don't think the rest of us want to.
No. Think of it this way. Think of it like we're the crew of this spaceship. This blinking is driving me crazy, and I cannot figure out where it is coming from. And it was fine until I rotated. So it's something to do with a cable, but I can't figure out. Like I moved them.
The polos are fine. I don't want to wear a polo. So I would prefer a t-shirt if it's me. Just period.
The idea again, the crew of this spaceship, as we're hurtling through space, or near planet Y, or whatever we're doing, it fits the theme of the show fairly well. Doesn't matter, we're not doing it. So we can argue all day long. It's still a thing that we're not going to execute on. Certainly this year, probably not next year.
Depends on which sci-fi you're into.
Well, I'm into good sci-fi. You like bad sci-fi.
Yeah, Firefly.
you like-
Firefly. They've got uniforms on Firefly.
They kind of did. They sort of did. Well, he was wearing his coat. They
Did
didn't have
they?
matching uniforms, though.
No.
Wait,
feel
no,
like
they
if
did. They
we-
did. Just not on Serenity. The Galactic, whatever that is, absolutely had uniforms.
Yeah, but they were the baddies.
Well, sure, but that was,
Yeah, but we got to be the bad guys. Bad guys are awesome.
Like sometimes, but like I don't know if delivering news content as a baddie is a good way to go.
Thank
Oh my!
you.
We should be the Galactic Authority delivering the news content to the. Oh yeah, I'm all about. Oh yeah.
And now the words from our Galactic Emperor Benjamin Higginbotham.
Oh come on, that would be a little bit awesome. It would be a little bit awesome. I don't understand.
This just in, we've had a coup in the Galactic Empire. It seems that an empress has taken over. Carrie Ann is now ruler of the Galactic Empire.
Oh my God.
I think my battery is toast.
No, get your earbud away from your microphone. Thank you. That's
Hey,
called
is that a
that's called
rat?
feedback, ladies and gentlemen. So the way this works.
All of my equipment is failing today. My microphone pooped out. This started like a very upset bird in my ear. The internet's not working. Just
The Tomorrow Station is now the Death Star. Oh my God.
Nope.
Y'all have a lack of vision. That's all I'm saying. A lack of vision. It would be awesome. The Empire bringing you news. The Empire News Network. Come on. It's a little bit awesome.
Only if you let me talk like I'm from 1920s.
There.
What?
So not with Dutta running the controls back there.
Oh my God. I hate you all. I hate you all. I hate you. You all know I'm right, and you just don't want to let me know. Someone out there, NASA Jim knows I'm right. NASA Jim knows I'm right. Is he still in the room?
No, he's not.
left.
He
Well,
signed
then-
off like an hour ago.
Well then, we'll just say that he knows I'm right. First order news. First order news. Come on. Come on.
Oh
Come
God,
on.
yes. And then Vax breaks into the studio handling a lightsaber and takes down the evil Empire.
All right, if it is
yes.
first order news, then I get to wear my Disney shirt. So there.
No, you have to. First order was.
No. No. That's basically what you just said.
Let's just agree, guys, we're not going to do uniforms. It might be cool to have some Tomorrow t-shirts and polos, but we would not be expected to all coordinate and match at the same time.
I do not agree.
Here's the thing that I would do with a Tomorrow T-shirt. Wear it anywhere but here.
Yes.
yep.
You don't go to Disney and wear a Disney shirt.
Yeah,
Well,
you don't
I-
wear the band shirt to the show.
Right. So,
Man.
T-shirts will come someday, but we have to be able to afford them as a show. And I don't want crappy T-shirts. So there are ways for us to get crappy T-shirts, but it's just not a thing
Oh
that
yeah,
I
did
want
you
to
look
do.
at? There's like an Amazon merchant thing.
Yeah,
It's sort of like a Teespring where like they don't get made until people buy enough of them,
that might be viable.
and like we don't house them. They just do them.
Yeah. If you have information on that, send it to me.
Okay.
Empire News does not have zero.
I'll be right back.
All right. Are we
I think we're done.
okay?
Are we done?
Sure.
Wait,
What?
Mike is leaving. That's all right. He's done.
He'll
Well,
be back,
you-
and you needed to
You
talk
needed
to
to
him.
talk to him.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I got to talk to him after.
Yeah.
Really? We all had to. Okay.
Yeah, so. All right, I think everyone. I think we're winding down and done.
Yep.
No. So Twitch Fit Orion, you're doing it backwards. Fit Orion says
You need to go the other way.
you got to go the other way.
Cross-pollinate.
You cross-pollinate. You wear Disney to space events, and you wear space shirts to Disney.
Yep.
Yep, that's what we do.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, cross-pollinate. So, all right. On that note, just so you guys know, the audio gear will be here next week, most likely, but I will not have time to install it before I need to leave for Straya. So it's going to be at least 2 more shows of agonizing microphone stuff before I'm able to begin the installation. So it's probably 2 or 3. We may be a month away before I'm able to actually make all of it go because it's not exactly plug and play. But we'll get there. We will fix it. I know there's an issue. I'm spending money. I'm fixing it. So there you go. All right. That's it for this week. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to next week. It's going to be fun. Astronaut and Skylab. And see you next week.